before we dive into this story, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more jaw-dropping real-life stories that leave you speechless. She told me at the cemetery, while they lowered my parents in the ground. My soon-to-be ex-wife leaned in close, whispering like she was sharing a secret. "I'm leaving you." I stared at the two caskets side by side. Car accident. Instant. That's what the police said. No suffering. Just gone. "Did you hear me?" Rachel pressed. I heard her. I just couldn't process it. "Not here. Not now." "You're broke," she continued, voice flat, clinical. "Your parents left you nothing. No inheritance, no estate, just debt." I looked at her. She hadn't cried once during the service. Not a tear. "Good luck," she said, stepping back. "You're definitely going to need it." Then she walked away. Left me alone at my parents' funeral. I nodded. That was all I could do. Just nod. I'd known Rachel 6 years, married 3. She was practical, calculating, always thinking ahead. Once I admired that. Thought it made her smart, responsible. But watching her walk away from my parents' graves, I realized the truth. She had been waiting to see what I'd inherit, waiting to see if staying with me was worth it. And when she discovered there was nothing, she left. No tears, no apology, no hesitation. Just good luck. The funeral ended. Condolences offered. I accepted them mechanically and drove home to the house we'd shared. Half of her things were already gone. She'd packed while I handled the funeral arrangements. Efficient, always efficient. I sat in the empty living room, staring at the spaces her belongings had occupied, and I started thinking, my parents hadn't left me nothing. That was a lie Rachel believed because she'd never actually looked. Months ago, after my father's health declined, she had asked, "What happens when they die? Is there an estate?" I shrugged, said I didn't know. "We'll figure it out when the time comes." She pressed, life insurance, properties, investments. I said my parents were simple. Teachers, modest income, modest life. She accepted it, stopped asking. I hadn't lied intentionally. I just hadn't known the full truth. Not until 3 days after the funeral, when I met with my parents' estate attorney, Mr. Greenberg, 70 years old, my father's lawyer for 40 years. He handed me a folder. "Your parents were very private about their finances. They didn't want anyone, including you, to treat them differently." I opened it. Life insurance, $2 million. Investment portfolio, $3.8 million. Real estate, for properties, combined $6 million. Total estate, $11.8 million. I stared at the numbers. "They wanted you to have a normal life," Mr. Greenberg said. "Work, build character, not rely on their money." "And Rachel," he added with a slight smile, "your father specifically instructed me to wait until after his death to reveal any of this. He wanted to see who stayed with you for you." I closed the folder. "When does Rachel find out?" "She doesn't, unless you tell her." I nodded, drove home, checked my phone. Rachel had already updated her relationship status. Single. Posted a photo with another man. Caption, "New beginnings, red heart." The photo dated 2 days after my parents died. She had moved on before the funeral was even over. I waited 2 weeks. Let her settle into her new life, new apartment, new relationship. Then I called. "We need to finalize the divorce," I said. She sounded relieved. "Finally, I'll have my lawyer send the papers. Actually, I'd like to meet in person to discuss assets." She laughed. "What assets? You don't have any." "Humor me." She agreed reluctantly. We met at a coffee shop, neutral ground. She showed up with a new boyfriend. Tall, confident. Expensive suit. "This is Marcus," she said. "My fiancé. 2 weeks." She'd known him 2 weeks, or maybe much longer. Maybe much, much longer. "Congratulations," I said calmly. She smiled, smug. "Let's make this quick. You keep your debt. I keep my stuff. We're done." Not quite. I slid a folder across the table. She opened it. Her expression changed slowly, like watching ice crack. "This is my parents' estate," I said. "Nearly $12 million. She looked at me, then Marcus, then back at the papers. You said they left you nothing. I didn't know. You assumed nothing. Her hands shook. We're still married. This is community property. California law. I interrupted. Inheritance received during marriage is separate property, not subject to division. You get nothing. Marcus shifted uncomfortably. You knew, Rachel whispered. At the funeral, you knew. No, I said. I found out 3 days later. I let you think I was broke. Let you leave. Let you show me exactly who you are. She stared. You manipulated me. I observed you. I corrected. You left me at my parents' funeral because you thought I was worthless. That's not manipulation. That's revelation. Marcus stood. We should go. Sit down, Rachel snapped. He sat. She looked at me. We can fix this. I made a mistake. No, I said quietly. You made a choice. You chose to leave when you thought I had nothing. You don't get to come back now that you know I have something. Please, good luck. I stood and walked away, leaving her with her new fiancé and her old regrets. The divorce was finalized 6 weeks later. Rachel got nothing, fought for nothing, lost everything. Marcus left her. Turns out, he was only interested because she told him about her wealthy ex-husband's inheritance. When he found out she wasn't getting any, he disappeared. I heard she's working 3 jobs now, living in a studio apartment, struggling. I don't feel sorry for her. I feel nothing. She revealed who she was at my lowest moment, at my parents' funeral, and I'm grateful. Because now I know love isn't about staying for the good times. It's about staying through the graveside. She didn't, so I didn't either. My parents left me more than money. They left me a test, and Rachel failed it. Good luck to her. She'll need it more than I ever did.